Now, think about this for a moment. We stop making external signs of reverence. We no longer kneel to receive Holy Communion, not fatal in itself, all right. Can you be reverent standing? Of course you can. But the Church prescribed a sign of reverence. If you receive standing, you make a sign of reverence. Before, sign of the cross, a bow, some sign of reverence. Why? To express your belief. An external sign which indicates the doctrine, what we believe. And all of a sudden we don't kneel anymore, and nobody makes a sign of reverence. And after a while, someone says, well, we don't make these postures, these gestures, perhaps we don't believe it. You have a backdoor entrance of a heresy. We pray as we believe. The law of faith determines the law of prayer. How do we pray? As we believe. And the gap between what we believe and how we pray is getting wider and wider, to the point where many places you go into a celebration of the liturgy and you wonder what religion you have landed in or what planet you're on. And do you think for a moment that's a coincidence or just the normal flow of things from one generation to the next? Watch out. I am not a strict traditionalist in that I believe I have to celebrate Mass in Latin. I don't. I believe you can celebrate Mass reverently in any language. Listen, if the Holy Father does it, that's good enough for me. You know, I've celebrated Mass in Latin and English and French and Italian. So I'm not going there, okay? That's not where I'm going. But what I'm saying is, watch out for this erosion of our faith, which takes place through an erosion of the external signs which express our faith. Watch out for churches that look like the inside of an empty refrigerator. Why? Why should you watch out for that? Because the average person who goes in there has nothing to help him elevate his mind and his heart to God. An interesting story from the annals of the Desert Fathers always struck me. Oh, back in the 5th century, a novice went to one of the old Desert Fathers, one of the anchorites living in the Egyptian desert. And the novice said, "Father, will the men of future days be as rigorous as we are in prayer and penance?" And the old monk, almost looking into the future, said, "Oh, my son, in the age to come, the men and women will be so weak they will scarcely be able to fast a single day without complaining. They will be so weak they will not be able to stay up in vigil and prayer all night as we do. And yet in that age, they will be greater than we, for we fight Satan chained, and they will fight Satan unchained." And in reading that, one just has to wonder if perhaps we are in that time of combat with the unleashed adversary. And what restrains him more than anything? The Eucharist. It is the power of the Holy Eucharist that restrains evil. If I am the enemy, I want to take out your heaviest weaponry. I want to remove the greatest threat to my army, the nuclear power, as it were. Take out the Eucharist.